Sometimes the most important moment of your life is 2 feet away from a piece of crap. Notice anything different? Of course, like the moment that I get this actually set up for video stuff, something has to happen to my backdrop. But it got me thinking about a cool story that I'm gonna share with you guys. So, JC and I got married. We're coming up on the anniversary of when I proposed to her at Disneyland. But if you watch the video of the proposal, it is the least convincing proposal video you've probably ever seen.
2, 3. Congrats, guys.
I don't know how it didn't go viral just for that. It's probably obvious that I maybe popped the question a different time. I totally did. So we started officially dating at the end of December, and one of her family members or my family members brought up the idea of going on maybe like a cool road trip. So we're thinking about it, what would be some place to go that would be really fun and warm, we could kind of get away for a little bit. And I think it was one of my family members or one of hers brought up like Disney. So we planned it for February, but I knew in January that I wanted to marry this girl. Things were going so well, and I had no doubt in my mind. One thing that we would do is, I had a roommate at the time, and it was a little awkward for me to like kiss her and put my arm around her and stuff when my roommate's just like snacking on Doritos, right? So we would hang out in her car and we would talk and we would talk and talk and talk and just talk each other to death. That was a great time to learn all that we could about each other. Kissing a little bit, mostly talking, and then as we did that, we just fell more and more in love. I remember one night particularly, I like loved being around her, but I was getting so tired. So as I kind of basically like nodding off talking to her, the topic of marriage came up, and I said, so when we do get married, and we got into that point, where are we gonna go on our honeymoon? And for some reason in my mind, I was kind of thinking, oh, Disneyland would be great. I mean, I know a lot of people who go to Disneyland on their honeymoons, and I knew that that was something that she might want to do, but I was like, oh, well, we're already going to Disney, and it'd be weird if we went back to honeymoon to the same place that I proposed to her. I said, well, where do you want to go on our honeymoon? I mean, we can't go to Disney because that's where we're going to do the proposal. Oh, shoot. I was completely awake at that point. I knew what I'd done and just like dumped cold water all over me. How do you come back from that? I mean, you can't play that off. So she obviously knew, and she just turned to me and her eyes got super wide. You're proposing to me in Disneyland? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. And so I totally ruined it. At this point, I was like, well, I can't do it in Disney now because like I kind of want it to be a surprise. So I want to do it sometime when she least expects it. So we done the whole talking about rings, and she sent me a couple of pictures. It was the day that I got it, and my sister, who at the time was living next door in the apartment, like right there, went out, she picked it up, she's like, hey, it's ready, can I bring it by? She brought it over to my room, and JC was there at the same time, and so I was like, shoot. I met her at the door, I was like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, cool. So here's this bag, the ring's inside, and so I just kind of like tuck it into my pocket, and I sit down next to her. She's got this dog, adorable dog, her name is Sasha. You should see her now, she's like this big tubby. She stopped growing this way and started growing like this way. Her dog's sitting there, and this dog, she would hold her poops until she was in the house. I would let her out, we'd walk around, she'd kind of sniff, look up and down the street, and then she'd just kind of like, cool, well, I'm good. I'd bring her back inside. Seriously, I'd look away for 2 seconds, and there was a big pile of what's-it just sitting on my living room. Luckily, I had hardwood floors so I could clean it up, but man, that dog. Maybe you can see where this is going. Sasha's out, and I'm sitting on the couch next to her. Jason doesn't suspect a thing. I just got the ring. And so I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cute. Like in my, first rugged apartment, like, I don't know. For me, it just felt like, for me, it felt like the right time. Like when you love somebody, I guess every time can kind of feel like the right time. Put my hand on her knee, and I turned to her and I'm like, JC, there's something I want to ask you. She's like, yes. Reach into my jacket, pull out the ring, turn, kneel down, flawless execution. I'd basically been practicing in my room for weeks. JC, will you, and I say you, and then she says, do you smell that? Literally 2 feet away from where I set my knee down is a big pile of dog turd. The worst part was she was in the act of actually pooping on my floor as I'm proposing. And it was pungent enough to totally interrupt, because she didn't see it. She didn't see where the poop was. she smelt it, which meant that the waft was so strong that it interrupted the most important moment of her life. She's got to be laser focused on, she knows what's coming, right? So I turned, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Put the ring back, put it in my pocket, take her outside, scoop up the poop. We spend like 5-10 minutes like cleaning the area, right? Then we sit back on the couch and I turn to him like, so, how's it going? I reach in, I pull the ring back out, I'm like, let's just pretend that didn't happen, let's do this again. So I did, I knelt down and we did it right that time. But that moment for me stuck in my mind. Whenever I think of things that happen in my life, I try to give them some sort of plot device, right? Like as storytellers, most of the things that happen in your life can fit somewhere in the context of you learning, or that is, maybe they're not intentional learning moments, but the cool thing about life is no matter what happens, you can always turn it into a learning moment. So for me, I was thinking, what can I learn from this? I feel like in a way that story is the perfect allegory for the way that our marriage has been since then, right? Life is crappy sometimes. It's still crappy. Crappy things happen all the time. First 2 years of our marriage, we had a lot of crap happen with my health, with the job, with just these crazy circumstances that we're in sometimes. But in there, there's always been happiness somewhere that we could find. And sometimes there's not a clear division between the two. Sometimes the most important moment of your life is 2 feet away from a piece of crap. I'm just gonna say it right now. I guarantee that in the happiest moments of your life, there's always something that you could nitpick or think is horrible. But on the flip side of that, even in the crappiest situations, there is always a little bit of happiness. See if you can find something that's happy and focus on it. Don't let it leave your sights. The world's got nothing on you. Thank you guys for watching. Happy Valentine's Day. Go out and celebrate with the ones that you love. Family, friends, they're all included. Valentine's isn't just romantic. I get a Valentine's card from my mom pretty much every Valentine's Day. Maybe you don't have a date. Maybe you're sitting inside watching Netflix, eating ice cream. Reach out to somebody that you love and really make them feel special today. And I think you'll be surprised at how enjoyable Valentine's Day can be, even if you're single. So with that, I'm gonna go try to do something spontaneous for my wife today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see ya.